Hey everyone, how are you? Have you ever been in a situation where, whether it's your boss or whether it's your own business, where you're just not seeing the results of this marketing, all right? Or for example, you go to this let me just put my phone on vibrate, or you go to you know, a company, you ask them to help you with your marketing and you're not sure what the results are going to be, what the impact is going to be. So you're asking yourself, does marketing work or does it not? All right. And the reality is it depends on how you're doing it and what you're measuring. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hillary. I'm the marketing mom. Glad you are able to join me today. I'm excited to be here today. It is baby's like almost 6 weeks. All right. So we're just making sure that we are live there. Okay. Baby's almost 6 weeks. So it's really exciting. And I'm now getting back into the groove, really getting back into the groove of bringing awesome training to you. So I wanted to share specifically because this came out of a discussion. Everything comes out of a discussion, right? But really wanted to share, does marketing really work? And there are different forms of marketing, all right? And one of the things that I remember, especially back when I was in the JOB, is that the marketing department kept fighting with the accounting department because the accounting department is saying we're spending this amount of money on marketing and we're not seeing the income that we should be having, all right? That is what most people think of marketing. The effect of marketing is that it brings you sales and revenue. Makes sense. That's why you're marketing. But you're not always going to get it in maybe the same accounting period or, all of those things. So accountants are always fighting with marketers. But here's a bigger picture. If you've got a client, and this is where the conversation came about because it was a story that somebody shared with me about a business. A business is offering a specific service of putting out flyers into people's mailboxes because they have the access, all right? And the reality is what was happening is the actual people who were delivering would get tired. They're like, gosh, do I have to put these in the mailboxes? And then they'll just dump the flyers somewhere. So dump them in a grocery store or dump them at, different places in the same vicinity, but they never actually reach their target market. And this is what happens with marketing, is that marketing sometimes doesn't work because your marketing never reached your target market in the first place. And that's what I want to talk about today, specifically your target market and your audience, because this is what very much dictates whether your marketing is actually going to work or not. Many companies, they kind of do this type of marketing where they jump in an airplane and they pack up, bags with all their flyers, all their product information and everything, and just fly over a country and drop the flyers on the country, kind of like what they did in the World Wars, right? And that is not going to be very effective. Now, in the middle of a war, maybe, because that's probably the only form of communication you have and you want to know what's coming, okay? But when you are a business, taking that approach to your marketing is not going to get you very far. And you will end up fighting with your accounting department if that's your approach to marketing. You've got to be very strategic. So this client decided, you know what, instead of going to the postal service, this was the service provider, let's go to the banks. Maybe my target market are the same customers as the banks, okay? So they asked the banks, how much would you charge us to put these flyers into your envelopes when you mail them out to your customers, okay? Great idea, right? It's a little, you're kind of coming down the funnel, all right? It's making sense. Banks have people who have money, okay? If you're a bank customer, most likely you've got a bank account and you've got money, or at least a credit card. Makes sense. But again, is it your customer? Now, what the bank can do is offer services that even filter more, all right? And this is when we talk about the target market. So let's come on to the online space where people are always saying online marketing doesn't work. And I believe online marketing is even more powerful because you could zero in specifically on who you want. It's digital. Everything is digital. You know what's interesting? You leave a digital footprint everywhere you go. If you like Vogue magazine, and you're always looking at Vogue magazine. Guess what? Vogue magazine online has got cookies, and their cookies are sending information to everybody. And as a business owner, that's information that you want to have. But who's your target? And again, we always come back to that. Your target market isn't everybody with skin. It isn't everybody in the world. It isn't every female. It isn't every male. Yesterday I was chatting with one of our consultants, and she was sharing this proposal. And the funny thing is, it's somebody who's in business for a specific age group of women, okay? Not the ones like me that have just given birth, all right? And speaking of targeting, because, all right, and I just want to give you all a really good example of companies that know their target. There are many companies online, especially through Facebook, that they know who their target market is. And I have been posting pictures of new baby, all right? Or I have been speaking about my pregnancy over the last few months. When I jump on a live, I let you know what, we're 8 months away. And you will not believe that shortly after giving birth, all right, my Facebook feed was flooded with baby stuff. Mommy and baby stuff, mommy and baby, mommy and baby, mommy and baby. And I'm not just talking ads, I'm talking content. So you're targeted everywhere you go. Now, is that a great thing? Yes. Is it kind of scary to you? Maybe you're thinking people are stalking you. No problem. But let's flip it. Let's flip the switch. If you're a hairdresser and you want to find people who need your services, wouldn't you like that type of information coming to you so that you could at least get the content in front of them? That would be very powerful, okay? And that is marketing. That is what the marketing is. 9 out of 10 times, people think marketing is the ad. Well, that's one part of it. And we're going to talk about that because really and truly marketing can be broken down. And I want us to take a step back because before I became a marketer, I was an engineer. I was not somebody who ever thought marketing could work. Okay, I'm an engineer. What works is engineering. What works? Accounting, maybe economics. All right, because with economics, it always depends. Okay, we know that, right? It always depends with economics. So the reality is marketing does work, but it starts off with knowing who your target is. All right. Yes, you've got to have a great ad. You've got to have nice copy, maybe a great image or video to go along with it. But if you don't know who that content is going to, right? If you don't know where they live, what's their age, how many people they have in their household, are they married? Are they not married? Do they have children? What church do they go to? What's their political affiliation? If you don't know those specifics, your marketing is not going to work. Because what you need to do online is use all of that information to now locate them. Okay? Whether you're locating them on Facebook, whether you're locating them on Google, LinkedIn, you have got to know every iota about that customer. And when I say every iota, I mean every iota. Their specific age, not a range, okay? And what do we call that? The avatar. And marketing always comes down to that. In traditional marketing, they call it the target market. But sometimes when we think of a target market, we think of a group, okay? And we think of this big mass of people. But you've got to be very focused, laser focused on who you are marketing to. And then marketing will begin to work. If you're not, obviously it's not going to work because you're anywhere, okay? I talk to moms. Sorry, I'm not into the dads, okay? Yes, we've got, my husband, but I talk to moms who want to come home to their business, come home, raise their children from home, support their family from home. That's who I talk to and no one else. It's as simple as that, all right? So today was all about, sharing with you that target market. I know I have done this before. I know I've drilled it home before, but I'm drilling it home again because I am so tired of hearing people saying marketing doesn't work. Marketing doesn't work. Marketing doesn't work. And being an ex-engineer, it does work, okay? I have been completely converted. Marketing works. It's just what you do with it and do you have things set up properly, okay? So I want to give you a little sneak peek. Friday, I am having a special guest on at 12:15. Very special guest, very dear to my heart, somebody who has actually helped me and brought me along this journey. And she has recently launched a product, pinning ingredients, or Pinterest ingredients, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna have her on Friday. You want to join? It's at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time that we will be live here. I'm going to be interviewing her very briefly, but then I want her to share a lot of the things that go on in Pinterest and why Pinterest. Okay, a lot of people ask me, even as a social media consultant, people ask me, where should I be? All right, and yes, it depends on the type of business, but I'm gonna give you a sneak peek into her world of Pinterest and to see if that is something that where you should be. Everybody is always asking, which social media should I focus on? Okay, we've got many, from Instagram to LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, that everybody is on. So if you want to know a little more about Pinterest and how you can utilize Pinterest to build your business online, join us on Friday right here, Facebook Live. Okay, we're going to be doing an interview, 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, see you soon. Bye, everybody.